Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your hosts Edward McQueen and April Garner.
And we're live. Good evening. Good evening. I'm your host, Ed McQueen, with today's WCM Live right here. And of course, my co-host, Miss April Garner. I'm stuck with words, April.
What are you trying to say, Brother Edward?
I thought I said I'm your sidekick, but
no, I'm your sidekick.
Well, hey, wait, April. Well, today, as we promoted the issue of having access to healthcare, it's not as accessible as most people would think, and especially if you're without some of the things of health insurance and transportation and stuff like that. and of course the cost, stuff like that. So today we're going to have with us someone who can tell us a bit further on that, to give us some insight and maybe some directions, something that our viewers just don't know, that may help them before this program is over with today. So before we do that, hey, one thing you don't get the city council meeting all the time. At least a lot of people don't know about it. But thankful, and we're thankful that we have our Porterfield report this week, and that report is as a result of the visit to the Conway City Council meetings, and we're grateful that we have something that we can dish you out to our audience to keep them abreast. Okay, so let's do it, April. Let's go with the Porterfield report.
All right.
All right.
All right, Desmond and Destiny, how are you this week?
Good.
All right.
Hey, you guys, it's a lot to report this week. I gather.
Yes, sir. It is.
It is. Wow. It sounds like it looks and sounds like you're anxious to do so.
You sure? Okay.
They had to work it out amongst themselves. Who's going to start first?
April, that means there's a lot that they got to talk about. Right?
Okay.
Absolutely.
So yesterday at the city council meeting, they gave out awards. Like towards the beginning, they gave out awards to Horry County Schools board members. Horry County Schools, they received the Purple Star from the city of Conway.
They also did outstanding businesses. They also did outstanding homes, landscaping. And when I saw the landscaping and home, it really amazed me what people could do and how they could fix up a home and make it look beautiful. And I really didn't know that until yesterday. And some of the landscaping, it blew my mind as well.
Really? Wow.
They also did Employee of the Month award
All
for
right.
the city of Conway. And I think his name was Mr. Jamerson, I think it was.
I think you guys have some photos. Would you like for me to bring those onto the screen?
Yes,
ma'am.
no.
All right. Okay.
There he is.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Mr. Jamerson. Yeah, congratulations to him.
Do you remember what department he works in? Did they mention it?
They did. I think it was construction. I think it was.
Okay.
Construction, I think it was. So yeah, that was also it. I think the business was a hair salon down in, I think it was downtown Conway. It was. There would have been business to them.
That was the one of the employees? Okay.
Yes, sir. They also did.
So you're saying that I'm not because I'm trying to follow your story. What you're saying? You're saying that he's working in a department that was responsible for the construction of one of these businesses, or are you talking about some other people who were awarded?
So Mr. Jameson got Employee of the Month because he was the first one on a construction site.
Okay.
That's why he got Employee of the Month. And also, we should have more pictures, Miss April.
Yep. So this is the next one.
Okay.
I think they were the people for the landscaping. I think it was. Hold on. No, that was the outstanding home of Conway.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got recognized for outstanding home.
Okay. Do you know the name of these people? Do you have the names?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Okay. That they got recognized for outstanding businesses. I couldn't remember all three.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is Amanda and Justin.
Okay.
For the landscaping.
Yeah, I saw you guys were taking some notes. I believe I was told.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you
Where
you
your
jot down.
notes?
Where your notes? Where your notes?
We're going off of our notes,
You're going
but
off of your...
we didn't write down some of the names
Okay.
because of how
Okay.
fast we were talking. So we weren't able to get down some of the names.
Got it. Okay. All right. We have one more picture.
And that's
another landscaping.
Yeah, that's another landscaping. And I can't remember what business their landscaping was. It's on his shirt, but I couldn't remember. We didn't write that down either.
Okay. All right. Was there anything else that they presented at the council meeting?
They didn't give out any more. I know they did the new theater. They recognized the new theater
in Conway,
the B&B.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's called.
Outstanding work that they have going on in the inside of it, and like their decor and their setup and how nice it is in the inside and everything. But also they talked about other things that are important. They talked about how they want to annex a property in front of the GMC on 501. They talked about also they want to rezone 1.84 acres of property located near the intersection of Meadow and Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what annex means? No? Okay.
Okay, Desmond, you can look at the camera if you like. Okay.
They also talked about flood zone and floodways of where they're going to be, I think, remodeling or building,
right,
or touching up on, so it could be safer.
Yeah.
I think it was near Conway, near the bridge.
Downtown Bridge? Yeah.
The downtown bridge.
Downtown Bridge.
And I talked about how you can build in flood zones. You're allowed to build in flood zones, but you're not allowed to build in floodways.
Okay.
They also talked about the health and sanitation, garbage and waste disposal, and how for, I think it was senior citizens,
the elderly, how if they can't bring their garbage or recycling out to the curb, how you can call and they can do backdoor.
Okay. You're getting there.
Yes. They also have been going on social media telling people what to recycle and what not to, for growth pays for growth. Also, because one of the council people on the council meeting, he was also saying that he thought you could recycle pizza boxes, which they're gonna be they're gonna be talking about. So we could do that, but that's what I thought too when he brought up the topic about recycling pizza boxes. I thought you could do that too. So
I think everybody thought that.
I didn't know that until he actually said, the garbage man actually said something about that.
So why can't you recycle pizza boxes?
Because I would want to say that recycling, what I've been taught in school is that you can only recycle like plastic bottles and cans, I would say, instead of boxes. I guess because they taught me that, and that's all I know. But I would have to we would have to research some more about that.
So
that's a good idea.
Like with pizza boxes and any type of cardboard box, I think it harms maybe the ecosystem. Some people will say, oh, you can't put this in the garbage can and you can't put that in the garbage can. So you can't put water bottles in the garbage can. You can't put cans in the garbage can. Just like we found out the other day, you can't put pizza boxes or like certain types of cardboard boxes in the garbage can because it harms like the ecosystem.
So they want you to put it in recycle bin. Is that what it is? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So now we have the clarity. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so, so yesterday they were talking about a new development, and so they want to name it's a single family development. They want to name it Snow Hill Plantation, and the council members, they stopped them when they said the word plantation. They stopped them and they asked them if they could change it because the word plantation has a lot of history behind it.
Yeah,
So,
bad history.
Yeah, so they want to change it, and they asked if they could get
But I know they said they wanted to change
yeah,
it.
they asked if they could go to, I think it was the head person, to try and get it changed.
Okay.
And they said they can't just change it to Snow Hill because there's another development named Snow Hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they'll try to get it to change to something else if they can.
Right.
And for the holidays coming up, not Thanksgiving, but Christmas, on the 30th, they will have a Christmas tree lighting in downtown Conway. They have me and my sister. We walked to the where they had on Laurel Street, where they had the Santa housing at where you could bring your children and
Where they
family to
had
see your
Santa Village,
to see Santa.
the Christmas
They
Village.
have for the trains now, instead of like the metal barricades, they have artificial trees there. And me and my sister, we walked over there so I could show her and everything. And it's pretty nice if you want to go check it out before they start everything there in a little plaza. I would definitely recommend go checking it out because it's a beautiful sight and taking some pictures as well. They also talked about some of the ornaments and everything and the lights that they put up in downtown Conway. I took some pictures where they were having the shiny ornament balls in the middle where the Walkmart train and river is at.
Yeah, so when you come down off the bridge, is it going into downtown Conway? If you look to your right, you will see the Christmas ornaments. They'll have lights on it if you come down at night, and if you go down through the day, you'll be able to see them. But also, they're trying to raise the bar for Christmas almost like every single year in downtown Conway, so more people can come out to see what's happening. And they do this like for every holiday. So they gave us the schedule and everything, and told us about when the next council meeting is, which will be the 2nd of January in 2024. They gave us Horry County Schools winter break is in February. It's on
February 19th,
2024. And they'll have a meeting in March 1st, and a meeting in April 1st. And then, you want to wrap it up?
Well, they also talked and said the girls volleyball team for Coastal, they won their game. I think it was Saturday. Yes, Saturday. And they're going to the championship, so they want us to support them and support the Coastal Carolina football team, because if they win their next game Saturday, then they'll be going to the Sun Belt. So they definitely said go cheer them on so they can win and they can go to the Sun Belt and win their championship.
And to wrap this all up, they told us yesterday that they have life-size reindeer that they're gonna have in the Christmas Village. And like my brother said, instead of the barricades, they're gonna do the artificial trees. And also, they said, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, like they said with the Christmas tree lighting, they're gonna do 2 stages. instead of one, so it won't be so crowded on one stage.
Man, you took some notes. You took some notes, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You said live reindeer.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Life size. Life size.
Life size reindeer, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am.
Life size reindeer, but they're not alive. Is it just like a cutout of a reindeer, or what is it?
On that part, I don't know. When they said, okay, so when they said live size, so with me, I think everything is alive. So when you said live size reindeer, in my brain, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a live.
It's gonna be a live reindeer. Okay. It's going to be a live reindeer. Okay.
We will see.
All right. Well, make sure you take some pictures. Did they mention anything about the Christmas parade? I don't know if you mentioned that or not.
No, ma'am. They have not.
Okay. All right.
That we're still learning more about. They haven't said anything yet about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get it, we will tell y'all.
Yes,
All right, because that's gonna be the Porterfield report.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're gonna look straight. You're gonna look straight into the camera and tell us.
All right.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your report and taking good notes. And so I guess we'll see you guys again in January. Is that what you said? That's the next meeting? Council meeting? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, so who's cooking for Thanksgiving? Between the two of you, who's cooking? Neither way. Are you making a dessert? Are you making dessert?
Grandma has that.
Yes, ma'am. Grandma has that.
Okay. Who's making the drink? Who's making the beverage? The tea, the Kool-Aid, whatever it is you're drinking. Who's
I'll
drinking?
do that. I'll do
Okay.
that.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving
Yes,
and
ma'am. Y'all too.
enjoy whatever your mom and grandma cooks, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And tell them I said hello.
We will.
All
Have a
right.
good Thanksgiving.
Y'all have a good
All
Thanksgiving.
right. Y'all take care.
All right.
All right. Brother Edward, the Porterfields.
Porterfield.
The Porterfield report.
Yeah, they're gonna report. Hey, they're really getting well trained. I mean, it just they're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'd call it very good. I think they're doing very good. So April, I mentioned earlier about our guests coming on to talk about the barriers to healthcare. Of course, there are just many challenges, and I think if people just lend their ear to listen to these challenges that our guest has brought about, I think it's going to be very beneficial. I think it's hopefully it's captivating. Okay, but access to healthcare is a very important topic, a very important issue. That's why we thought about bringing someone from the care team on there.
Mm-hmm.
And many, and I'll much obliged to Ms. Gina Waller for all this. So Gina, if you're listening, thank you. So,
tonight's guest is none other than the beautiful Miriam Berrouet, and she is here tonight to talk to us about barriers to healthcare and the work that Careteam is doing to combat all of that. So Miriam, welcome to the show. You're muted. You're on mute. You're on mute. Okay. You've been sitting for a while. You probably forgot.
I was saying I'm very excited to be part of this show. I think this is an important show that you have, and I love that it's directed to the community where we live and serve and issues that are important to our community. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. April and I were talking. We were talking about the access itself, and some of the things that were included in the promotion were some of the challenges, of course, like transportation, the costs, and so forth. What is the most critical one?
All of those things you mentioned are across the board in whatever community that you're addressing. I predominantly work with the Latinx community. And so think about everything that you mentioned and the fact that now there's a language barrier added to
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that we have to address, because in Horry County, out of all of the counties in the state, Horry County is number 3 with Latinx population. So we really are beginning to have a large international community. And we also are receiving a lot of refugees that have come here for asylum, and they're coming to Horry County. So you're going to see more people from like Syria, the Ukraine, the Ivory Coast of Africa, and all these other places. So one of the things that Careteam has done is that they have an in-house interpreter, which is me.
Mhm.
And so I'm able to address the clients that speak Spanish and French and Haitian Creole. We also have a language line, but anyone who uses that understands that it does not compete with someone in person, because again, a lot of issues with healthcare are across the board. How many times have you taken a loved one to see the doctor, whether it's your mother or your friend, and in the lobby they're telling you everything that is wrong with them, right? And then when they get before the doctor and the doctor says, "Hey, why are you seeing me today? I feel fine." And you're like, "Wait a minute. You just gave me a litany of things in the waiting room." So that goes across board, which is another benefit to having someone in person to interpret, because you create a rapport with the patients and they feel comfortable with you, and we can assure that they get the services that they need.
Miriam, I'm always curious as to how immigrants find Myrtle Beach and Horry County. Do you all ever, I guess, I'm sure you do interview them in some respects, but can they tell you how they find out about Horry County and why this seems to be a draw?
Absolutely. How they come here is that I say, "Hey, April, I've just moved to Myrtle Beach. It's wonderful. I think you should come here. The weather's nice. We can find a lot of work. Why don't you come here?" So, from working within the communities, I have found that certain pockets of the community have actually replicated their hometown through telling their friends, their cousins, their family members, and they've replicated their hometown here. So that's how a lot of them come here. And with the Ukrainians and the refugees from Syria, there is a new office that opened up to help assist these refugees that have come to Horry County. And they educate them and basically offer relocation services. So the face of Horry County and Myrtle Beach is going to change. It's going to be a lot more international than what it currently is.
So as the immigrants come to the area and they seek services, how has Careteam, I guess, met their needs? And also, how has Careteam actually created awareness that it exists so that immigrants can get the care that they need?
Well, what they do, they have a partnership of sorts with the relocation office. So they have certain criteria that they have to meet. We know healthcare is number one, because we want to make sure that everyone is healthy, and if they need treatment, that they get it. So there's a constant dialogue going on between healthcare and that relocation office as to what the needs are. So those are how we address some of the situations that come up. And to further that, healthcare, these immigrants that are here, or anyone who is in an underserved community and is receiving Medicaid or Medicare, we have a benefits specialist that will help you fill out the applications, make sure that you are providing all of the necessary information, and she can respond on your behalf. And this is the thing that's really key. You do not have to be a patient of Careteam to make an appointment with her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, we would love for you to be a patient of Careteam, but it's not a requirement. So if you know someone is like, hey, I'm not really sure how to navigate this system, or this is like just overwhelming paperwork for me, then they can call Careteam and ask for Tiara, make an appointment, and she will help with the whole process from the beginning all the way to the end. And I will say my father has sponsored 4 Haitian refugees, and the ones that I brought to Careteam and had Tiara help them fill out their Medicaid paperwork, they got their cards in like 2 weeks or less. So she really knows what she's doing.
So I know that, a good bit of our conversation has been about immigrants, but I think that people are particularly curious about how the processes work for someone who's coming to the United States, who's not a citizen, and yet they are eligible for certain benefits. So it sounds like, Careteam helps them through a process to get the health care coverage or assistance that they need. Can you just kind of briefly describe what the steps are before that, as far as being able or eligible to even, take advantage of those services? Are there things that they have to do before they can apply for any type of healthcare service?
Well, if we're talking about someone who is undocumented, they cannot get Medicaid. However, Careteam will provide a sliding fee. So meaning that based on your earnings will determine what you have to pay for a primary care appointment. So that's how that is addressed. And that's nothing different than the other clinics in town. They offer the same sliding fee service. And Careteam also has a pharmacy on site, where let's say you've had your primary care appointment and, transportation is an issue for you. If you use the Careteam pharmacy, then you have access to getting the medication right then, so you don't have to worry about transportation again. And something that I just learned recently is that if you have Medicaid, you can get transportation through Medicaid. You just have to call them within 2 days of your scheduled appointment to arrange that service.
Okay. So you've taken care of there's an option for the transportation barrier. You're the assistance when it comes down to the language barrier. And there are people who can help with everything in between. So that's great as far as, assisting the immigrant. Let's talk just for a few minutes about, people in Horry County who are utilizing Careteam as a means to gain healthcare services. Do you know any statistics as far as, where these people are coming from? Are they more rural? Do you find that they're, inner city and they're seeking the services? Is it a little bit of both? Because I think that some people tend to believe that, more rural populations have a particularly difficult time because of access issues, and they're probably a lot farther out. Transportation is a barrier for them as well. Inner city could really be rooted in just not really knowing what the resources are, or understanding and being educated on how, for example, you said Careteam helps with the sliding scale as far as income is concerned. So, where does Careteam see most of their, clients who are not immigrants? Where are they coming from in Horry County?
The patients who are not immigrants, it's across the board.
Okay.
We have from every walk of life, from, you know, other doctors in the area come to Careteam, college professors come to Careteam, people in underserved communities come to Careteam.
So it's for everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Careteam also has a mobile medical unit that they drive out to underserved communities and can provide health care there as well.
So is that upon request from the community, or you just do it on a periodical
I think
schedule?
what they do, because I'm not in charge of the mobile medical unit,
Right.
my understanding is that they have certain pockets of population that need certain services. So once those pockets have been identified, then that might be an initial visit, and then arrangements are made if they need to come into the office itself.
Okay. That you know, I think April mentioned about transportation to rural communities. Now, is that stigmatized? That's one of the barriers there for rural areas. Is that like a stigma placed on them that that makes it a challenge for them to be served or something in rural areas?
I'm not quite sure I understand your question.
Okay. When I'm sure you have a lot of not a lot, but I don't know, a significant amount of people coming in from the rural areas outside of, I'm going to say Conway. That's rural, I guess, once you get past a little bit way out in Conway. But that, as mentioned earlier, transportation seems to be one of the challenges there, right?
Right.
Do you get the feeling that they feel a little awkward themselves about having to come all the way from there instead of having access to y'all's mobile van, for example?
Again, it depends on the situation, because I know that with the patients that I help, we really help them from, it's basically door-to-door service. So if it's someone that's not familiar with the system and doesn't know the other things that we offer, we walk them through the process. So again, it just depends. Like, let's say a mobile medical unit went out and discovered someone had high blood pressure. Well, that's
Right.
not something that can be just treated right there and you're one and done. So then education occurs, and then we schedule them for their appointment and address the issues if they have transportation issues or anything of that sort. So that's how we address that.
Yes. Well, speaking of educating the public on that, do you have scheduled any kind of forums?
Actually, we just held one on Saturday for the Latinx community, and it was called Youth Mental Health. This is the first workshop that was offered to the Latinx community strictly in Spanish. We had Aixa, who is a medical licensed doctor, retired. She taught the class, and the class was about how to address concerns if you feel that youth that is around you, whether you're a teacher, a counselor, a parent, a friend, may be thinking of harming themselves or committing suicide. So that's something that, since COVID has happened, a lot of youth are still struggling with that period of isolation that they had. And statistics have shown that there's an increase in suicide between children between the ages of 8 and 10. So the workshop was really well received by the community, and they would like to see more of that.
Wow. If you go back just a little bit more, you said there's an increase in suicide rates for
Between 8 and 10-year-olds
in this county, or just at
in the United
national?
States.
National,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So it's really important to have those skills or at least understand the signs. And we had one participant in the class who happens to be a pastor, and someone that he knew on the Friday before we had the class had committed suicide. And one of the things that is talked about is when someone starts to give away things that are precious to them. And that is what this person did. And he said that he wished he had known so that he could have made sure that that person was not alone and was okay. So it was very interesting and sad, but he really appreciates that, and he is going to share what he learned with his congregation and his family and everything. So it was very sad. And then we had one participant in our class who has an 8-year-old daughter, and her daughter was watching the news and is now terrified to go to school because she's terrified that she's going to be involved in a school shooting. So she is really struggling with her daughter, but she felt after the class that she had insights that could help her daughter. And she told her daughter that they would find a solution together and that they would work it out.
Miriam, I
all
think
around us. And I think we need to understand that issues in communities are cross-cultural. There is not an issue that is just concentrated in one community. It's across the board.
Absolutely. So I think you answered this question, but Jean Marie says, will Careteam Plus be offering that class again soon to the public?
That depends. We would certainly like to offer that class again to the public. We would have to get with the instructor. This particular class, we had the opportunity to offer at absolutely no cost to the participants. Anybody could attend. However, that class was being provided on what we term COVID money. And that money is going to run out at the end of this year. So we are talking with the providers of the class to see what the cost of holding it in the future would be to the participants.
Okay. Wow. Well, this is great information, and it's always good to know what is offered, what resources are available to the underserved, the immigrant, just to everyone, as you said, because a lot of times people shy away from getting any type of medical care because they feel it's something that they can't afford it. You know, they haven't traditionally had a general practitioner or any other type of medical provider, and they don't know where to begin. So it's great that Careteam is there as a starting point, even, or you know, you can get your medical care from your agency. And it's also great to know that you're there to help with some of the barriers. You know, these are social determinants of health, and you know, it's really interesting how, as Brother Elwood said, you know, if a population feels that there are, you know, certain stigmas attached to either them as a culture or, you know, them individually, depending on their situation, that they just won't seek medical care at all. But it sounds like you try to make, Careteam tries to make everyone feel comfortable. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or whatever. You know, this is some place where you can go and get the help you need, even if there is a barrier. So we do appreciate you being here tonight to explain everything. And I know you didn't explain everything, but you did explain what you were able to explain eloquently. And, definitely appreciate all that you're doing, especially that mental health piece. And hopefully you can provide more of that in the future.
I would like to make one last comment, if I may. A lot of times, and this is where you have to understand why a trained interpreter is necessary. Because a lot of times people will say, oh, her son interprets for me.
Mm.
Or, yeah, we know Jose down the hall. He'll come and tell her what we're saying. Being a trained interpreter is like any other profession. There are certain ethics that you must follow, and a trained interpreter will interpret everything. An untrained interpreter will say, oh, she said her leg hurt. When this woman has said, I've had this issue for 3 months, it's gotten worse, now my knee is swelling, etc. So that's a really, really key point. And please do not use your children as interpreters.
So the difference there is that one will say almost word for word what to be translated, and the other will generalize and say, well, this is what she meant.
Exactly. And a lot of times, like if you're interpreting for physical therapy, or if someone is going to have a surgery or something like that, it's very important that both parties understand what is going on to the best of everyone's ability.
Yeah. So you're there to help with that comprehension. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you as well, and nice to meet you.
And, it's a pleasure. When you get some more knowledge, I'm sure you probably hasn't dispensed all that much you can think of right now, but I'm sure there's some more hidden in the back like that someplace.
Well, hopefully I can come back and talk some more about this.
Absolutely.
Anytime. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you, Miriam. Have a good Thanksgiving as well.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Do not eat too much.
Eat when you enjoy. That's right. Eat when you enjoy. You only live once.
That's like going through one ear and coming out the other, right? You're going to enjoy life.
Happy
Go ahead and
holidays.
enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. We'll see you.
All right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Brother Edward. We've had 2 wonderful segments with the Porterfield Report and Miriam Berrouet from Careteam with excellent information about, how they're helping to overcome these barriers to healthcare. And we got to have her back because I'm sure she has a lot that she could share, progress, more workshops and sessions. And so this is always great information to disseminate to the public. So what else you got? What else do you have tonight?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that the reason, if people have noticed that even in the magazine and on the broadcast as much as possible, we like to convey health issues and bring health issues to the forefront, because that seems to be one of our I'll call it a challenge for lack of a better word, but one of our major not disasters, but things that we don't seem to want to keep up with, as our health. I mean, it seems like we as people, we've got so many other things to do, and that's noticeable by observing people and what could have been done to prevent certain things and so forth. And when you start losing your friends, that hurts us more than anybody else, than the person who's the victim. Mm-hmm. And so, and the magazine and the broadcast, they have information that we just think that is so important that we get each time we get that inclination to research and bring it to our viewers. I mean, we'll do that. Okay, just want to reiterate that. So, all right, April. I wanted to bring, but how are the mighty gala. Understand that everybody's, oh man, it's just too late now. It's gone. The gala. Oh, gee. Well, we're gonna have fun. This is gonna be. Oh man, I'll tell you. You want to elaborate a little bit on that, April, or it's no use. It's gone.
I mean,
now?
Basically, we're preparing for the Whittemore Alumni Association's Holiday Gala, aka the Whittemore Dance,
Right.
December 23rd, 2003, and it will be at 4 Points by Sheraton. We're pleased to announce that we are sold out. We're in the process of collecting any remaining, tickets, from sales and things of that nature. We're in the process of just wrapping everything up. Not quite sure if we will have any opportunity to reopen ticket sales at any time. And I think it was quite a feat to pull this all together in just a matter of a couple of weeks. And so that, is very encouraging for us. We have all the VIP tables are sold out. Individual tickets sales are wrapping up. We may be able to reopen sales of the ad spaces for the souvenir calendar. Sales are going really well, and we just kind of pumped the brakes on it to make sure we didn't oversell our pages. So if we will open it up, you'll receive information from me via social media on our Whittemore Alumni Association Facebook page and also on our website. And I checked tonight. I think there's only one ticket left. So if anybody wants a ticket, run, go get it. I think there's one ticket left. And again, that's great. So we're looking to be at capacity for that evening. And so right now, what the association is focusing on is moving forward. 2024 will be here soon. Yeah. And, one of the great things that we've been able to do is to secure the federal 501c3 designation for the association, which means that we can do a lot more in terms of fundraising and, programmatic things that will help to grow the association.
Right.
The past 2 years were under the leadership of the late Annis Austin Staley, who passed away in August. Now it is time for us to elect new officers for the association, and hopefully the new officers will take the association into the future in a grand way. And so we're asking that Whittemore alumni and graduates. And so we say it like that because if you were in the Whittemore school system but did not graduate, you're still considered an alum of Whittemore.
Absolutely.
But then, of course, if you graduated, obviously you're a graduate. We definitely need more participation from the alumni and graduates and even, faculty, any members who were a part of the Whittemore history and Whittemore legacy. To be a part of the association. Membership has grown over the past couple of years from when I, became a part of it back in 2 years ago now. And so we have a couple of offices that are several positions that are open. If you're interested in membership, you have to be a member in good standing in order to participate in the election and to vote. When it's time for the election process to take place. But we really see a need to make sure that the alums are a part of this. Whittemore alumni and graduates were the founders of the association. Brother Edward, you even had a hand in that as far as what you did when you were in the DC area. And so we definitely want to make sure that the alums are still connected to the association and that they understand that in order to have the type of alumni engagement that's needed to preserve the history of the high school, you have to be a part of this process and you have to be a part of the association. So what we've done with the new association is to, in order to support the operational efforts in terms of being able to just run an association, we this year, or actually in the past couple of years, decided that, we would ask for a membership fee. It's only $25. It's roughly $2 and a couple of cents per month to be a part of the Whittemore Alumni Association. It is not robbery. And so, especially when you're trying to preserve the mission of the organization, which is to provide scholarships to descendants of Whittemore alums and graduates. And so we really need more alums to join. Now, moving into the new year, I will not be in an active role in terms of being an officer of the association, but I will continue to support the association, and I hope that everyone will continue to support as well, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And so we just want to, I'll say this on behalf of the association, of the executive officers who currently serve, and association members who work tirelessly to make sure that the association structure was in place, and also to make sure that this gala happens and that it's a grand event as we move into Christmas. We'd like to thank everyone for the support that they have given. The ticket sales have totally blown our minds as far as everyone being interested in actually getting their tickets early. I don't know that we'll even move into December with ticket sales. I believe we'll be done with everything. I would say we're 99.9% of the way, which means we really don't have any tickets left to sell for the event. We have reached out to the scholarship winners, and also to some people who we will soon be reaching out to, some of the honorees for the evening, to make sure that they are in attendance. And so it's going to be a really grand event where we will celebrate the Whittemore history and the Whittemore legacy. Verdell Beckman out of Columbia, thank you for watching. Yes, it is only $25 a year to be a part of the association. And what comes with that? You will be able to attend the meetings that are held on the third Sunday of each month. Right now, to the third Sunday of each month. I don't know if that will change whenever new leadership comes into the next year, but it's typically the third Sunday of each month. And there's some other things that you will be able to find out about whenever you attend those meetings. And, kind of as an alum, you will be able to have a say in, the direction and things that the association aspires to do. So if you're interested, all you need to do is go to the website. And I think I have a banner for that. Yes, I do. You can go to WhittemoreAlumniAssociation.org and click on the membership tab, and you will see all of the information about membership and how to pay, if you'd like to pay electronically, or you can mail in a check for the $25, and the address is there as well. Our wonderful treasurer at the moment, Janet Lawrence Patton, is doing a phenomenal job keeping track of everything. And moving into the new year, we need a membership chair, so it would be great to have an alum to be in that role, to reconnect with other alumni and graduates in Whittemore. But it's been an amazing 2 years, Brother Edward. I had a lot of fun working with the association. Some ups and downs, ins and outs, but you will have that with any association. Yeah, with any organization. But I will say that when we talk about unity in the community, if we're not talking about that with full integrity and moving forward in a way that shows that everyone is united, there's no way we're going to complete the mission of the organization. And so that's why we're putting out this plea tonight, to make sure that all alums, regardless of what organization you're a part of, that you become a part of the Whittemore Alumni Association, so that that part of history that was started in 1971 is not erased, and that it doesn't break down. If you don't have strong people running it, it will break down. And it's one of the mainstays in the community, offering scholarships and lots of scholarships over the past 50 some years now. I mean, it's 2023, and this organization, the association, started in 1971. So for more than half of a century, if you put it that way, every little bit helps when it comes to sending a Black student to college. And that is the primary mission of the organization, but there's so much more to be done. So if you're interested, make sure you visit WhittemoreAlumniAssociation.org. It has been a pleasure, Brother Edward. I want to say that. So I know that you all are doing something, meaning World Community Magazine is doing something that same Saturday. And you said, I think our last broadcast from 10 to 2. Is it still 10 to 2?
Right. Yeah, just give the people something to do, at the Stay Bridge. There you see there, that's where we're going to have a display and a video be shown. We're doing it all for you, for just for your pleasure. I'm talking to the viewers now, just for your pleasure, to go there, and you'll see some very historic photo. Like we showed last week, we showed like Dr. Kelly's building, the Lynch building, and the other things, Wright Station and all that kind of stuff. But this is much more to see. And we have just a lot of archival elements to kind of just convey to you all so that you can have a good time during the day before the dance. This is from 10 to 2. Okay, so just stop by, and you know, if you don't have a ticket for the dance, I mean, you can just come there anyway. We'll know that knowing that you can't get in at the the gala that night, which is at 7 o'clock. But that shouldn't stop you from, you know, just going over to the State Bridge and just taking a peek at what history looked like then, and some video some 30 some years ago. Okay, so a lot of you are going to be left in awe. I can tell you that right now. So we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, April, did you mention the? Oh yeah, the address is on there. Okay, 303 Fantasy Harbor Boulevard. Right, that's 1 block away. You can see it from the gala event place that's going to be happening there. Did we talk about the amount of scholarships that's been given out over the years? I mean, just this past year, you had you may have mentioned it last week, but this past year or year or 2 years ago, you gave out $1,000 scholarships to like what, 10 people? The organization.
Over the past 2 years, there were 17 scholarships given to deserving students. One of which was actually the Miss Willie Dean Whaley Memorial Scholarship that was organized by the class of 1967, but the Whittemore Alumni Association served as the conduit for the distribution of the scholarship dollars, and that was a $1,500 scholarship to the award winner. And so, that's one other thing that the association is poised to do. Work with the classes that actually are a collective in themselves to be the conduit for the scholarships that they have or that they want to pull together. So if there are any classes out there that would like to create a scholarship in honor of someone in their class or a faculty member that they felt highly about or whatever, they could certainly speak with the leadership of the Whittemore Alumni Association and discuss how to do it. I will say that, Whittemore Alumni Association does not handle the monies per se in terms of taking the monies in and then distributing the monies through the association, but it does assist with identifying scholarship candidates and helping the classes to award those candidates the actual funds. So it's a great way to partner with classes. We don't want you to break down what you're doing just to be a part of the association, but every operating class should be a part of the Whittemore Alumni Association. It just makes sense. And so, if you're willing to do that and to help build up the association, you can continue to have something really special. Otherwise, the association will continue to do what it can to raise money through various fundraising efforts throughout the year to give the scholarships that they typically give throughout the year. So, it's again, this association has been around for 52 years, and it's great that we're able to celebrate again. At 4 Points by Sheraton in Myrtle Beach. And this is the first Whittemore dance since COVID. So everybody's going to have a good time, great food, an evening of honor ceremony that will take place So I hope that, those of you who have tickets are getting your gala wear together, and you're going to come out looking nice and fancy for the holidays. We hope that you can wear your purple and gold if you plan to be there. And we just look forward to seeing everyone on December 23rd.
And April, before we go, I know we got to go, but the membership, go back to the membership again. I don't want to run over time, but look, $25, it's shouldn't be a whole lot to anybody, okay, during these days. So to increase the membership, because I know some people are asking, what are you getting for $25? Well, you got operational costs. I mean, if people use their own expenses to go back and forth to places for which to hold meetings of the members, okay? You're going to have refreshments at meetings, stuff like that. So just want to keep that in mind to our prospective members. That shouldn't hold you back from spending $25 for the whole year. Okay, get to know what's going on. Get to know what's happening, where your money is going. Okay. So having said that, and she has up the again all of the information regarding the gala. So membership is important.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Right. Yes. So just want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Ms. Verdell Beckman, you say you're an alumni. We need you to go ahead and go to that website and become a member. $25 for the year. Last year, maybe it was around this time, we were planning the meet and greet that took place last December, almost a year. Woo, time goes by fast. Has flown by, and it was a great event in downtown Conway. It happened right after the parade, as a matter of fact. And so, those are the types of events that the membership fees will help us to, or help the association, I should say, to produce, so that they can reconnect the alums and also talk about plans moving forward to raise scholarship dollars, the mission of the organization. Anyone who wants to donate, always remember you're donating to the mission of the organization. And that is, there's multiple layers to that. And if you want to know more, become a member, come to the meetings, and you can find out what that's all about. So, but anyway, Brother Edward, so it's been a great evening, great information.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, got to get ready for Thanksgiving, got some things to do. So we're getting ready to sign off, and we really do appreciate having all of our guests tonight. Thank you so much, Verdell, for always tuning in from Columbia. We really do appreciate the support. And next week, Brother Edward, tell them what we have for next week.
Ooh, you want to know something about stroke? Again, we're focusing on, as we get these opportunities to focus on our health and so forth, we're going to take advantage of them. Okay, so next week we'll be having Dr. Omofoye, and he is a neurosurgeon that will give us information more on strokes and everything else related to strokes next week. So please stay tuned. I mean, this is going to be very, very important information, as we usually do anyway. Okay. So stay tuned for that. All right.
All right. Well, everyone have a safe holiday. Enjoy the turkey.
Nobody has asked what A.G. Davis, but we'll just go off and say it.
Well, I think a lot of people know, and I'm just going to publicly thank everyone who dropped a comment and showed some love on Facebook after I made my grand announcement. Yes, my last name has changed. I'm now April Garner Davis. Got married back in the spring, and my wonderful husband is, well, you all get to meet him one day, but there was some pictures online, and I held it close so that we could enjoy each other for a little while, and now everybody knows. So I'll be changing some things, Brother Edward, when it comes down to our announcements and all that good stuff. Gotta represent.
Put my brother on the screen. Where is he?
He's busy right now. He's doing some things right now. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So until next week, thanks so much for you all tuning in with us, and we always have fun when such information like that is being given out, and so it's going to happen again next week, like I said. So we'll see you then, 7 p.m. right here, WCM Live, Facebook, our website, WCMagazine.net, and YouTube. Oh man, we're all over the place.
All over the place. All over the place.
See you next week. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host Edward McQueen and April Garner.